John never liked his basement. It was dark, cold, and always smelled of damp wood. For years he had ignored it. But now, cracks were spreading on the walls and water was leaking inside. He knew it was time to fix it. One Saturday morning, he carried his tools downstairs, ready to begin a long renovation project. He thought it would be boring, hard work. He never imagined it would change his life forever. The basement was full of old furniture, dusty boxes, and broken shelves. John moved them one by one, coughing as clouds of dust rose around him. He found old books, photographs, even a broken toy car he remembered from childhood. For a short moment, he felt like he was digging through his own past. But then something unusual caught his attention. In the far corner near the floor, the concrete looked different. The color was darker, almost black. When he knocked on it with his hammer, the sound was strange, hollow, like there was empty space underneath. He frowned and knocked again. The same sound echoed back. His curiosity grew. John grabbed his heavy hammer and started breaking the floor. At first, nothing special happened. Just pieces of rock and cement flying off. But soon his hammer struck something that didn't break. Instead, it gave off a metallic clang. John froze. Metal? Beneath the basement floor? That made no sense. His heart began to beat faster. He cleared the broken concrete around it. Bit by bit, a surface appeared. It was smooth, shining faintly, and definitely not concrete or stone. It looked like some kind of steel, but darker, almost like it absorbed light. John touched it carefully. It was cold, far colder than the basement air. He felt a strange vibration under his fingers, like a low hum, almost alive. "What the hell is this?" he whispered to himself. Excitement replaced his tiredness. He forgot about fixing walls. Now he wanted answers. What was this thing? Why was it buried here? He worked harder, breaking more concrete, pushing away rubble until more of the hidden object came into view. Slowly, the shape revealed itself. A curve, smooth and perfect, like the edge of a large capsule. The air in the basement seemed heavier now. John felt uneasy, but curiosity kept him digging. As he uncovered more, he saw faint glowing lines on the surface like veins of light. They pulsed slowly like a heartbeat. His skin crawled, and yet he couldn't stop. Every instinct told him this was dangerous, but another voice whispered, "Keep going, find out what it is." After an hour of work, almost the whole object was visible. It was about 6 feet long, shaped like a pod, buried deep under the basement floor. The glow was brighter now, shifting between blue and green. John stared at it, his hands shaking. This was no old machine, no forgotten bunker equipment. This was something else, something not human. He stepped back, his mind racing. Should he call the police? The government? His neighbors? But another thought struck him. What if this is secret? What if they take it away and I never know the truth? He felt like the only person on Earth who had discovered something incredible. And he didn't want to let it go. The basement felt colder and the lights above flickered for a second. The pod gave off a soft sound like air moving inside. John's eyes widened. Was it active? He crouched down, placing his ear near the smooth surface. He could swear he heard something like a faint movement, a slow rhythm, almost like breathing. Fear hit him hard. His hands trembled as he backed away. But he couldn't stop staring at the strange object. He whispered again, his voice weak, "What are you?" For the rest of the day, John didn't touch it. He just sat on the basement steps, watching. The glow never stopped. The hum continued. The pod seemed alive, as if it was waiting for something, or someone. Every second made him more restless. His house no longer felt like his home. It felt like he was sitting above a secret that was never meant to be found. Night came. The world outside was silent, but the basement wasn't. The pod's glow grew brighter in the darkness, spilling strange colors across the walls. John couldn't sleep. He kept going back downstairs, drawn to it like a moth to fire. He wanted to open it to see what was inside, but he was afraid of what he might find. Finally, near midnight, as he stood staring at it, something happened. The pod released a low, deep sound like a heavy breath. The glowing lines pulsed faster, and the basement light bulb flickered until it burned out. John was left in total darkness with only the alien glow shining. He froze, heart pounding as dust shook loose from the ceiling. And then, he saw it. The pod moved. Just slightly, but enough to make the ground tremble under his feet. He stumbled back, his breath caught in his throat. The curved surface split down the middle, a thin line of light escaping like a blade of fire. It was opening. John's mind screamed at him to run, but his body wouldn't move. His basement, his safe little world, had become something else, a place of secrets, danger, and impossible truths. As the pod slowly began to open, he realized his life would never be the same again. The thin crack of light widened. John's heart pounded so loud he thought it would burst. He stumbled backward, his hammer slipping from his sweaty hands. The pod's surface groaned as if some hidden force inside was pushing against it. Dust swirled in the air, glowing in the strange blue-green light. John wanted to run, but his legs felt frozen. He could only watch as the curved lid slowly shifted apart. A hiss of air escaped, filling the basement with a sharp metallic smell like burning wires mixed with wet earth. From the opening, thick mist spilled out. It rolled across the floor, curling around John's boots. The basement light was gone, so only the glow from the pod lit the scene. The mist seemed alive, clinging to his skin, making every hair on his body stand on end. Inside the pod, something moved. At first, it was only a shadow behind the light. But then a hand appeared, long fingers pale with skin that shimmered faintly. The hand clutched the edge of the pod, trembling as if weak. Slowly, another hand followed. John's breath caught in his throat. He whispered, "Oh my God." The figure pulled itself up. It was humanoid, but not human. Its body was thin, covered in smooth, almost glass-like skin that reflected the glow. Its head was longer than a man's, with ridges along the sides. And its eyes were the strangest part. They glowed softly like twin lanterns, a deep golden light staring straight into him. For a long moment, neither moved. John stood frozen, the alien creature leaning weakly against the pod. He expected it to attack, to scream, to do something terrifying. Instead, it only breathed heavily, chest rising and falling with effort. It looked injured. The alien opened its mouth as if to speak, but only a rasping noise came out. John's instinct screamed at him to run upstairs, lock the door, and never look back. But something inside him, curiosity, maybe pity, held him there. He took a cautious step forward. Are you okay?" His voice cracked. The alien tilted its head. Its glowing eyes narrowed, studying him like a scientist with a strange specimen. Then, with surprising suddenness, it fell forward, landing on its knees. The sound of its body hitting the floor echoed through the basement. John rushed forward before he could think. He grabbed the alien's arm. It was lighter than he expected, fragile even. The skin was cold, almost icy, but beneath it, he felt a faint vibration like the hum of the pod. The alien lifted its head slowly and whispered in a broken, strange accent, "John." John froze. His name, it had said his name. "How do you know me?" he asked, his voice shaking. The alien didn't answer. Its body trembled and it collapsed fully onto the floor. For a terrifying moment, John thought it was dead. Then the glowing lines along its arms flickered faintly like dying lights. John's mind raced. It spoke my name. How? Did it read my mind? Has it been here watching me? He dragged the alien closer to the wall, away from the broken pod. His heart beat wildly, but he couldn't leave it lying there. Whatever this thing was, it didn't look like a monster. It looked helpless. Minutes passed. The alien lay still, its breathing shallow. The pod behind them dimmed, its glow fading as if its energy had been spent. The basement was quieter now, but the silence only made John's nerves sharper. Suddenly, the alien's eyes opened again. Its golden gaze burned brighter, locking onto John. In a low, strained voice, it whispered, "Danger. Coming." John leaned in. "What danger? Who's coming?" The alien's mouth trembled, trying to form words. "Hunters. They find—" John's blood ran cold. Hunters? Others? His basement no longer felt safe. It felt like a beacon calling something terrible. He glanced at the stairs, half ready to run, but his gaze kept returning to the alien. The creature grabbed his wrist weakly, its long fingers wrapping around his arm. "Hide or die." Before John could respond, a strange vibration shook the house. It was faint at first, like a truck passing outside, but it grew stronger, rattling the shelves and shaking dust from the ceiling. John's stomach dropped. This was no truck. The alien groaned, its body glowing faintly again as though reacting to the tremor. John's mind spun. Something was happening outside, something connected to this pod, to this creature. He pressed his back against the wall, staring at the alien in disbelief. What have I done? What did I uncover? The alien's eyes flickered. It tried to speak again, each word painful. "You. Not safe. They. Coming." The vibration grew louder. A low hum filled the air, making John's teeth ache. Somewhere above, outside the basement, a strange light flickered through the small window near the ceiling. Blue, pulsing, unnatural. John's fear turned to dread. He realized the truth. By breaking open his basement, by finding this pod, he hadn't just discovered something. He had woken it up, and now someone or something was already on the way. The basement was shaking with every passing second. Dust fell from the ceiling, and the strange glow outside the small window pulsed brighter, painting the walls in blue light. John's throat went dry. He pressed himself against the wall, staring at the alien lying weakly on the floor. The creature's golden eyes still burned, but its body was trembling as if every breath was a battle. John felt torn. Part of him wanted to escape upstairs and run into the night. Another part, the louder part, could not abandon the thing that had just spoken his name. Hunters. Coming. The alien rasped again, voice broken and weak. John swallowed hard. Hunters? Who are they? What do they want? The alien shook its head slowly. Its ridged skull glistened with sweat-like liquid. It didn't answer his question. Instead, its long hand pointed at him. Its glowing eyes narrowed, and then in broken English, the alien spoke with chilling clarity. You must help. John's stomach twisted. Help? Help an alien? The idea sounded insane, but the desperation in its voice was real. The tremors above grew louder. Something heavy landed outside with a metallic thud. John's heart skipped a beat. He turned his gaze to the window. Through the foggy glass, he saw a shadow moving. Tall. Too tall to be human. The outline bent unnaturally like a creature built for hunting. He ducked down quickly, pulse racing. The alien reached for him again, fingers trembling. Listen, it whispered. Not much time. John crouched closer. He could smell that strange metallic scent stronger now, mixed with the damp of his basement. The alien forced out more words. Soldier. From far star. Long ago, crash pod. Hide me. Safe. Until now. John blinked, his mind struggling to process. A soldier? Crashed long ago? That pod had been buried under his basement for decades, maybe longer. Why here? John whispered urgently. Why my house? The alien's chest rose and fell. Not house, earth, safe place. But they follow, always follow. The sound outside grew sharper, a scraping noise like claws dragging across concrete. John's stomach churned. Someone or something was circling his house. The alien's eyes locked on his again. Hunters, no mercy. They kill me. They killed you. John's blood turned cold. He glanced at the stairs. He could run, but something inside told him the creature was right. If these hunters wanted the alien dead, they wouldn't let a human witness survive either. The alien coughed, its glowing body flickering weaker. Weapon for inside pod, but pod broken. John looked back at the dark pod. It sat silent now, no longer glowing like a dead machine. His hammer still lay beside it. He picked it up, gripping it tight. It felt ridiculous holding a hammer against something not of this world. But it was all he had. The scraping sound moved closer to the window. A shadow passed again, and John caught a glimpse of a glowing red eye peering inside. His chest clenched. The alien whispered, Hide! John shook his head. No, if I hide, they find you. And then me. The alien tilted its head, studying him. Then, for the first time, its lips curled into something faint, almost like a smile. Human, brave, the floor above creaked. Heavy footsteps echoed, too heavy for a man. Dust fell in thin lines as the sound moved slowly across the living room. John tightened his grip on the hammer, his palm slick with sweat. He looked at the alien. If they come down here, what do I do? The alien's golden eyes glowed brighter for a moment. Survive. John clenched his jaw. He didn't feel brave. He felt like a man about to be crushed by something he couldn't even understand. But he stayed. The footsteps stopped. Silence. Then, bang. The basement door at the top of the stairs slammed open. A deep growl rumbled through the air, not human at all. The alien's body tensed. John felt his legs weaken. He forced himself not to run. A figure stepped into view at the top of the stairs. Its outline filled the doorway, taller than any man, with jagged armor that glinted faintly in the alien glow. Its head bent low, scanning the basement. John's breath caught. The creature's eyes glowed red, piercing through the mist. The alien on the floor whispered urgently, Hunter! The creature growled again, a low rumble that vibrated the walls. Slowly, step by step, it descended the stairs. Each step was heavy, deliberate, the sound of a predator closing in. John raised his hammer, though his arms shook. He wasn't ready. He wasn't a fighter. He was just a man who wanted to fix his basement. But now he realized he was standing between something alien and something worse. The hunter reached the bottom step. Its head tilted, staring at John with burning red eyes. Then its gaze shifted to the injured alien on the floor. John knew this was the moment. Whatever happened next would decide whether he lived or died. The hunter's red eyes burned in the darkness. John's grip on the hammer tightened, though his hands shook. The alien soldier on the floor lay weak, its golden eyes dim but still watching. The hunter's armored body gleamed faintly, covered in jagged plates that looked grown rather than built. Its long arms ended in claw-like hands. The creature's breathing was harsh and mechanical, like air forced through broken pipes. John took a step back. Every nerve in his body screamed for him to run, but the hunter moved with slow confidence, like it already knew the fight was won. Then, without warning, the alien soldier on the floor lifted its hand. Its palm glowed faintly, releasing a thin wave of golden light. The hunter paused, growling low, as if recognizing the energy. The soldier's voice came weak but clear. "John, run," but John didn't move. Something deep inside him told him that running meant death, not just for the alien, but for him too. The hunter growled louder and stepped forward. John swung his hammer wildly, striking its armor. The blow rang like metal on stone. The creature barely flinched. It shoved John back with one swipe, throwing him against the basement wall. His breath left him in a painful gasp. The hunter turned its full attention to the alien soldier. It crouched low, claws ready to strike. Then the soldier did something unexpected. With the last of its strength, it pressed its glowing hand against the broken pod. The pod shuddered, and for a brief moment its glowing lines flared to life again. A strange pulse of energy shot outward, striking the hunter square in the chest. The hunter roared, stumbling back, its armor sparking with faint red light. John coughed, forcing himself to his feet. His chest ached, but his eyes widened. The alien had saved him. The soldier's voice, strained and weak, echoed in the basement. "John, listen." "Not much time," the hunter hissed, recovering quickly. It wasn't defeated, only slowed. The soldier continued, its glowing eyes locking onto John. Not first here. Long ago, war. My people fight hunters. To protect humans." John froze, the words echoing in his head. "Protect humans?" The soldier's breathing grew shallow, but it pressed on. "Hunters, follow us. They want to finish what started. If they find me, they find Earth." John's mind spun. This wasn't just his basement anymore. This was something much bigger. His throat tightened as he whispered, "Why me? Why my house?" The soldier's lips curved into a faint grimace. "Not your house, Pod. Buried here, waiting, hidden. But when you break floor, signal sent. They come." The hunter roared again, its claws sparking with red energy. It was regaining strength, anger burning brighter. John stepped in front of the alien without thinking, holding his hammer like a shield. The soldier's hand glowed again, but this time the light was weaker. "John, you must survive. If hunters win here, more will come. More will burn. Humanity, not ready." The hunter lunged suddenly, moving faster than John expected. He swung his hammer, barely deflecting the strike. Sparks flew. The force nearly ripped the hammer from his hands. John stumbled, fear crawling up his spine. He wasn't ready for this, but then he remembered the soldier's words. Humanity not ready. If that was true, then someone had to stand now, or no one would later. He planted his feet, raising the hammer again. "If you want him," John shouted, his voice trembling but loud, "you go through me." The hunter tilted its head, red eyes glowing brighter. For the first time, John thought he saw confusion, like the creature couldn't believe a human would dare stand against it. The soldier coughed, his voice low but steady. "You brave. That is why I choose." The hunter roared and lunged again, but before claws could strike, the soldier raised both hands. Golden light exploded outward, filling the basement in a blinding flash. John shielded his eyes. The hunter screamed, stumbling back as cracks spread across its armor. For a moment, it seemed the soldier had destroyed it, but then the golden light flickered and died. The soldier collapsed, drained of strength. The hunter staggered but did not fall. Its red eyes burned hotter, full of rage. John rushed to the alien's side. No, don't stop now." The soldier's voice was faint. "Can't fight more. My strength, gone. It grabbed John's shirt with surprising force. Listen, others will come stronger. You must warn, prepare, or humans fall. John shook his head. I can't do this. I'm not a soldier. The alien's golden eyes dimmed. You are human. That is enough. The hunter roared again, shaking off the last of the energy blast. It stomped forward, claws ready to end both of them. John's heart raced. He looked at the hammer in his hand, then at the soldier. He wasn't ready, but maybe no one ever was. The alien whispered one last warning, its voice barely audible. If they win, Earth is lost. The hunter let out a final deafening roar as it charged, and John raised his hammer one more time. The hunter charged. John swung his hammer with all his strength. The blow struck the creature's jaw, knocking its head sideways with a loud crack. But instead of falling, the monster only roared louder, eyes blazing red. John stumbled back, chest heaving. The alien soldier on the floor tried to raise its glowing hand, but no light came. He was too weak. The hunter lifted its claws high, ready to strike John down. Then suddenly the whole house shook. A low humming sound filled the air, deeper and stronger than before. The hunter froze, tilting its head. Its red eyes flickered. John's ears rang as the humming grew louder, rattling the basement windows until the glass cracked. The soldier whispered hoarsely, "More, coming." John's blood ran cold. More hunters. Outside, bright lights flashed across the night sky. Through the small window, John saw them, 3 beams of blue fire cutting through the clouds, falling like meteors. They slammed into the ground near his neighborhood with earth-shaking force. The street outside glowed with alien light. The hunter in the basement hissed sharply. It turned its head toward the ceiling as if listening to some silent command. Then, without another sound, it leaped up the stairs and vanished. John sagged against the wall, gasping for breath. His whole body trembled, but relief didn't last long. From above, he heard screams, neighbors shouting in panic. Then came the crack of splintering wood and the crash of collapsing walls. He rushed to the soldier's side. "What do we do?" The alien's golden eyes flickered weakly. Hunters arrived. Not one, many. They search. John clenched his jaw. He wanted to wake up, to believe this was a nightmare. But the ground shook again as another impact rattled the street. This was no dream. He helped the alien lean against the wall. "If they're looking for you, then they'll tear this whole place apart." The alien nodded faintly. "Yes, and anyone who sees..." John's stomach twisted. His friends, his neighbors, everyone outside, they were in danger too. A loud crash came from above. John's living room windows shattered. Shadows passed across the broken glass. Multiple hunters were circling his house now. Their heavy footsteps thudded on the roof. The alien soldier's voice dropped to a whisper. "They surround us. No escape, unless..." It pointed weakly toward the dead pod. "Device. Inside, small. Hidden. Take it." John hesitated. The pod's glow was gone. It looked lifeless. "It's broken!" The alien shook its head. "Inside, weapon, key, only way." The footsteps above grew louder. Then the front door exploded inward with a deafening crash. John flinched as dust rained down into the basement. A hunter's roar filled the night, soon joined by 2 more. John scrambled to the pod. He shoved aside broken concrete and metal shards until his fingers found a small hatch. He pulled hard. At first it wouldn't move, then with a snap it opened. Inside was a strange device about the size of a book covered in glowing lines. It pulsed faintly in his hands. The alien soldier's eyes widened. "Yes, that..." "Use it." John stared at it. "How?" Before the alien could answer, the basement ceiling cracked. A massive claw punched through the floorboards, tearing down into the basement. John leapt back, clutching the device. The hunter's claws missed him by inches. The alien's voice rasped urgently. "Hold it, think. Protect." John gripped the device tightly, heart pounding. He pictured the hunters. Imagined them being pushed back, imagined a shield around the basement. The device pulsed brighter. Suddenly, a burst of golden light exploded outward. The basement walls shook and a shimmering barrier spread across the room like glass. The claw withdrew with a hiss, or John's eyes widened. "It worked." The alien gave a faint smile. "Yes, you. Strong." But the relief lasted only seconds. Above them, the hunters roared in fury. Heavy footsteps slammed against the barrier from outside. Each strike made the golden shield ripple dangerously. John realized the truth. The barrier wouldn't last. Outside, screams continued. Neighbors fled into the night, chased by dark, towering shapes. The hunters weren't just after the alien soldier. They were tearing through everything in their path. John's chest tightened. He thought of the children who lived next door, the old couple across the street. These monsters weren't going to stop. The alien soldier groaned, clutching its chest. John, listen. Hunters, not only enemy. More will follow. This, just beginning. John knelt beside him, gripping the device. Then tell me how to stop them. Tell me what to do. The alien's eyes glowed faintly, as if searching him. You must survive. You must learn. Humanity must fight. But now we escape. The barrier cracked overhead, glowing lines splitting apart. Dust fell as the hunters slammed against it with furious roars. John's heart raced. Escape where? The soldier weakly pointed toward the far wall of the basement. Tunnel, my pod. Made one. Hidden. Behind bricks. John looked, eyes widening. In the corner, the bricks were different, older, weaker. Maybe there was something behind them. The barrier cracked louder, pieces of golden light shattering like glass. The hunter's claws punched through, red energy burning through the shield. John grabbed his hammer and swung at the wall. The bricks broke apart, revealing a dark tunnel leading deep underground. Cold air rushed out. The alien coughed, golden blood dripping from its mouth. Take device. Take me. Run. John pulled the alien up, slinging one of its arms across his shoulder. He clutched the glowing device in his other hand. The tunnel yawned before him, dark and endless. Behind them, the barrier collapsed in a rain of sparks. The hunters roared in triumph as they crashed into the basement, but John didn't look back. He dragged the alien into the tunnel, the device lighting their way. Above them, his home was destroyed. His street burned with alien fire. The hunters had arrived, and John knew this was only the beginning. The tunnel was narrow and cold. John's breath came in ragged gasps as he dragged the alien soldier deeper underground. Behind them, the roars of the hunters echoed through the basement, growing louder as claws scraped against stone. The alien leaned heavily on John, each step a struggle, its glowing eyes dimmed like dying embers. John clutched the strange device in his free hand, its golden lines glowing faintly and lighting the way. Keep moving, John whispered, though his own legs felt ready to give out. The tunnel twisted downward into the earth. Old bricks lined the walls, cracked and wet. The air smelled of soil and rust. John realized this tunnel had been hidden for years, maybe since the day the alien pod first landed. The alien soldier coughed, its voice hoarse. They will follow, must be ready. John gritted his teeth. Ready? I can barely breathe down here. But he knew there was no choice. If the hunters caught them, it was over. Suddenly, a deafening crash shook the tunnel. Dust rained from the ceiling as the hunters tore through the basement wall above. Their roars thundered down the passage like war drums. John's heart nearly stopped. They were coming. He dragged the alien faster until the tunnel opened into a wide underground chamber. The space looked ancient, like some kind of hidden bunker. Broken metal crates lay scattered, covered in dust. Strange markings glowed faintly on the walls, symbols John didn't understand. The alien gestured weakly to the center. Stand. There, device. Protect us. John moved quickly, pulling the soldier to the middle. He raised the device. It pulsed brighter, glowing gold. Thin beams of light shot outward, forming a circular barrier around them. The hunters arrived seconds later. 3 of them burst into the chamber, armored bodies towering over John like monsters from a nightmare. Their red eyes blazed in the dim light. The barrier stopped them, but only barely. The hunters slammed against it, claws scratching, sending sparks across the golden shield. Each strike made the device in John's hand burn hotter, as if it couldn't hold for long. John swallowed hard. It's not going to last. The alien soldier pushed away from John and stumbled to its knees. With shaking hands, it touched the ground, golden light spreading into the markings on the walls. The symbols glowed brighter, responding to its touch. Fight, the alien whispered. Device obeys you. Think it, use it. John stared at the device. His palms were slick with sweat. Fight? I don't even know how. The hunters slammed again, their roars deafening. The barrier rippled, nearly breaking. John squeezed his eyes shut and pictured the device shooting something, anything, to push the monsters back. The golden lines flared. A blast of light erupted from the device, striking one hunter in the chest. The creature screamed as it flew backward into the wall. John gasped, staring at the glowing weapon in his hands. It worked. The other two hunters roared and attacked harder. Their claws cracked the barrier, their bodies forcing against the shield. John gritted his teeth. Come on, come on. He imagined the device firing again, stronger this time. Another beam shot outward, blasting the second hunter across the chamber. Its armor cracked, glowing red lines spilling like blood. The alien soldier coughed violently, blood shimmering gold across its lips. Good, John, you learn fast. But the third hunter didn't fall back. It slammed its claws into the barrier, shattering part of it. The golden shield flickered and broke open. The monster lunged through the gap, claws raised to strike. John swung the device like a shield. A flash of golden energy exploded on impact, knocking the hunter off balance. But the force also threw John to the ground. The device skidded across the floor. John scrambled for it, but the hunter was faster. It pinned him against the stone floor, claws digging inches from his throat. Its red eyes burned into his, full of hate. John, the alien soldier cried out. The creature's claw lifted for the kill. John's fingers brushed the device. He grabbed it and, with all his fear and anger, imagined the hunter being blasted apart. The weapon roared to life. A massive surge of golden light erupted, engulfing the hunter. The monster screamed as its armor cracked and shattered. Its body disintegrated into glowing ash. Silence fell. John lay gasping on the ground, the device burning hot in his grip. His chest heaved, sweat dripping from his forehead. Two hunters lay crippled against the walls, the third gone in a pile of ash. He had survived. The alien soldier crawled to his side, golden eyes weak but proud. You fight like soldier. John shook his head, trembling. I'm no soldier. I'm just a guy with a hammer. The alien placed its cold hand on his shoulder. Not anymore. John wanted to feel relief, but the faint rumble of footsteps above crushed it. More hunters, many more. The chamber shook as if an army was gathering overhead. The alien whispered urgently, This fight, only beginning. If hunters bring more, Earth will fall. John stared at the glowing device in his hand. His fear hadn't gone away. But beneath it, something else was growing, something harder. He clenched the weapon tight. Then we don't let them win. The underground chamber trembled as heavy footsteps thundered above. Dust rained from the ceiling. The hunters weren't finished. More of them were coming. John stood in the center of the room, clutching the glowing device so tight his knuckles turned white. His chest heaved, sweat dripping down his face. Around him, the air still pulsed with the energy of his last strike. Two hunters lay crippled against the walls, their armor cracked and smoking. A third was nothing but ash. The alien soldier leaned weakly against the stone wall. Its golden eyes flickered dimly, its body trembling with exhaustion. It had given everything it had. John, it whispered, voice thin as a dying flame. More will come. Stronger, faster. I cannot fight again. John turned toward him, heart pounding. Then what do we do? If they break through, we're dead. The alien's gaze dropped to the glowing device in John's hands. That is the key. Not only a weapon, it holds knowledge, map, power. My people left it. For humans. For the day. This war returned. John blinked, stunned. What do you mean? Left it for us? The alien coughed, golden blood streaking its chin. We knew hunters would never stop. We hid pods across Earth, each with a guide, a warning. You found one? John's stomach turned. More pods hidden all around the world? The chamber shook violently. Cracks split across the ceiling. Above, the roars of the hunters grew louder. Dozens of them now. John stepped closer to the soldier. Then tell me how to stop them. Tell me what to do. The alien's glowing eyes locked onto his. You must choose. Take the device. Run, learn, teach humans to fight. Or stay here. Try to kill them now. If you fall, Earth falls too. John's chest tightened. The words hit him like a hammer. Run or fight. Save himself and prepare humanity. Or die tonight trying to win a hopeless battle. His gut screamed at him to fight. To stand his ground. But his mind remembered the neighbors screaming outside, the way his hammer had been useless, the way this alien army seemed endless. I'm not a hero, John muttered. I'm just one man. The soldier shook his head weakly. That is why you can be hero. Because you are human. Because you choose. The barrier of the chamber cracked. A massive claw punched through, followed by another. Red eyes glowed through the widening gaps. The hunters were breaking in. John's heart raced. He looked at the device, glowing brighter in his hands as if it was waiting for his decision. The alien grabbed his wrist with surprising strength. Its voice shook but carried weight. "If you fight now, you die. If you run, you carry hope. Humanity's chance. Choose, John, choose." The hunters roared. The ceiling split open, stone crashing to the ground. Shadows poured into the chamber. John clenched his teeth. He hated the thought of running. Hated leaving his home, his neighbors, everything he knew. But deep inside, he knew the soldier was right. One fight here would not win the war. He tightened his grip on the alien. "Then we go, together." The soldier's golden eyes softened. "I cannot. My body broken. My time over. But you." It pressed a small shard of glowing crystal into his hand, broken from its own armor. "Take this. It will guide you to the others." John's throat tightened. "No, I can't just leave you here." The alien's faint smile returned. "You already gave me what I needed. A human who stands. Now give Earth what it needs, a human who fights." The hunters crashed through the chamber. Their towering forms loomed, red eyes burning with hate. The alien shoved John with the last of its strength, pushing him toward the tunnel beyond. "Run!" John stumbled back, clutching the device in the crystal shard. He looked at the alien one last time. The soldier stood weakly, golden light flickering through its body, ready to face the hunters alone. Tears stung John's eyes, but he turned and ran. He sprinted into the tunnel, the golden device lighting his path. Behind him, the chamber exploded with sound, roars, crashes, and a blinding burst of golden light. The shockwave threw him forward, dust choking the air. He didn't look back. Minutes later, John crawled out of the tunnel into the cold night. His house was gone. His street burned, lit by strange fires. Neighbors were fleeing, some crying, some silent with shock. Above the sky, alien ships glowed like stars that didn't belong. John clutched the device to his chest, breathing hard. The alien's last words echoed in his head. "Pods across Earth. Humanity must fight." The device pulsed in his hands, projecting a map of the world in golden light. Dots appeared, dozens of them scattered across continents. Each dot glowed faintly, waiting to be found. John stared at the map, his fear slowly hardening into resolve. The hunters thought humanity was weak. They thought Earth was easy prey, but they didn't know humans like John. He wiped the sweat and dust from his face, eyes narrowing as the hunters' roars echoed in the distance. "They'll regret coming here," he muttered. The device pulsed brighter, as if agreeing. And for the first time that night, John didn't feel like prey. He felt like the beginning of the fight.